how to keep your grow from overheating. Now, the higher the heat, the higher the temperature on the plants, the more your terpenes are going to volatilize off. So keeping the temperatures down, particularly in flower, I'd say low 70s, is super important. But to do that, we have to understand how much heat our grow room is making so we can properly size an air conditioner to remove that amount of heat. So that's what today's video is going to be about. But before we do, let's give a shout out to today's sponsor, Real Growers Grow Dots, the absolute easiest way to feed your plants. You mix grow dots in once at the beginning of your grow and they feed all the way to harvest. It's the easiest way to feed your grow. Check them out over at realgrowers.com. And come on, let's get into it, I see.
Okay, so you mentioned if you put all that work into and all that energy into growing a really good crop, and then you get to the end and your grow tent's too hot, you might lose a lot of that quality, a lot of those terpenes that you've been growing.
Absolutely, and that's why, especially in a sealed environment and air conditioning and climate controlled and controlling that temperature, lowering that temperature down, especially at the end of flowering, is super important.
Okay, so how do I pick out? How do I know, first of all, how much my grow equipment is creating as far as heat, and then how to pick the proper air conditioner?
Deal. Let's do it. I wanted to do this video because it's something I learned back a long time ago. My old man was an AC repairman. Not only did he have the ultimate set of tools, but he would teach me something every now and again. And what he taught me was that for every watt, a watt is a unit of electricity, right? When we look at our lights, we've got 350 watt lights. I have a 650 watt. We used to use 1,000 watts back in the day. That is a unit of electricity. So for every unit of electricity that comes in, there's a certain amount of heat that comes with it, called BTUs. And if you think about BTUs, that's what air conditioners are rated in. When you go to Home Depot and buy an air conditioner, it's 6,000, 9,000, 12,000. The big ones are 60,000 BTUs. That's the amount of heat that they can remove.
Okay, so a watt goes in to power something like my lights or my fan. And a natural result of that is that piece of equipment is going to create some excess heat.
Absolutely, man. And the watts, I'm thinking of, like a line of people into a concert hall. Each one of those persons has energy. They have got heat coming off them. When you put 1,000 people in a room, it gets hot, right?
Yeah. So having lights, having fans, having a humidifier or a dehumidifier, I'm going to run into excess heat inside of my grow, but I want to keep my grow at, like you said, around mid to low 70s.
Yeah.
So how do I find out how much heat each piece of my equipment is creating?
Now, I'm going to give you just the general rule that I've been using for the past 25 years. It works for me. Different devices will hold on to heat a little bit differently. Some of them make infrared, which is a different kind of heat. But when you look, if you Google it, for every watt, it's 3.41 BTUs of heat. So just up at the 3.5 so you can almost do it in your head. But so when I have a 1,000 watt light, that's going to be 3,500 units or BTUs of air conditioning.
Okay, so
of heat.
So if I have a 1,000 watt light, it's creating 3.4, 3.5.
Sure.
If it's running at full potential, though.
Right.
Okay. And so then that's creating 3,000 BTUs.
Right. Wouldn't that be 3,500 BTUs? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Right.
So then also I need to calculate in my fans.
Yeah, everything, man. Your fans, a dehumidifier is something that has a compressor and is very similar to an air conditioner, except all that heat is staying in your room. So a dehumidifier is pulling a lot of heat, man, or making a lot of heat, I should say.
Gotcha. So I calculate all of the watts that I'm using in my grow. Say, let's just round to a nice even number. Say I'm doing 1,000 watts in my grow tent.
Right.
Or maybe 5,000 in my grow room. And then that equals 15,000 BTUs around there.
Yeah, so we'll say, what was the math? I was thinking that if you just went back in the day, because it's a nice round number, but 1,000.
Okay.
1,000 watt HPS, it gives you 3,500 BTUs of heat. Just times it by 3.5, right? So if we got 4 of those, what is that? 7, that's 14,000 BTUs of heat, right? for 4,000 watts. So we would need, you want to go about 25% larger on your air conditioner. So if you have 14,000 BTUs, maybe an 18,000 BTU air conditioner, like a 1.5 ton air conditioner. If you ever look at air conditioners, sometimes they're rated in tons. Every ton of air conditioning just is 12,000 BTUs. So a 5-ton air conditioner is 60,000 BTUs. A half-ton air conditioner is 6,000 BTUs.
Okay, let's go back to your simple math. You said you got 1,000 watts in your grow room. You're looking for what size BT, or you're looking at how much BTUs?
3,500. I just times that by 3.5, right?
3,500, okay. And so you're going to want about what for the air conditioner?
I would go with a 5,000 BTU air conditioner, probably the smallest one you can get.
Okay, and that's because it's about 20% over because you don't want your air conditioner running at like 100%.
Yeah, you don't want it running all the time because that compressor is going to get hot. You want to give it a chance to cool. But in the same thought, you don't want it to run very short. You don't want to get a 24,000 BTU air conditioner when you need 6,000 because it's going to run for 3 minutes, turn on and off, on and off. And that's the biggest wear and tear for the compressor, the heart of the unit. And that's where it takes the most amount of energy. So super inefficient to buy something too big and just going to work really hard. You're never going to let that compressor cool down if you buy something too small.
Okay, so you want to go about 20 to 30% over the BTU that you're creating in the grow.
Yeah, I think that's a good estimate there, yeah. But this is the way I've been doing it for 25 years. Did I miss anything? Do you do things differently? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and check out the other couple videos YouTube's recommending over here.